Oh, hey there, everyone. Thank you so much for this hype train that we're in already. Y'all are rock stars. Thank you, thank you. We are ready to do something that causes no controversy on the internet whatsoever. Talk
It was
about
nice
Star Wars.
knowing y'all, by the way.
Yeah. Just
See
some
you on the other side, Ray.
super chill Star
Nice
Wars
working with you,
talk.
Megan Pinkman.
Everyone knows that famously Star Wars fans are very calm, cool, and collected.
Yes. Very reasonable and rational.
Really like most modern fandoms in the post-internet age.
Right. Right. Honestly, every fandom has
It's
their
it's
own
not
bags.
It's the internet.
it's not like all fandoms are really just crazy and toxic as F, but you know.
I love that the internet has brought us together.
Yes, it
That's
brings us
fair.
together so that we can war with each other.
Yes.
It's basically just civil war.
Right, right. Well, anyway, thank you all so much for being here. I got a couple of things I want to get out of the way before we get started in ranking this, just so that we're already clear from the get-go, okay? We're just looking at, like, the main Star Wars movies. We're not playing the same game of, like, well, technically, this animated feature was released in theaters for 1 week. We're not playing that game, okay? It's
Where
the
is
9...
That was the first appearance of the Christmas special counts as a short film.
Right. It is the 9 Skywalker Saga films plus Rogue One and Solo, okay? That's all we got going on here.
So we got about 3 good movies out of this? Is that
I mean, we'll see. We'll see, because I think...
Turned off, shots fired.
I think we'll have some opinions, and things will be said that we can never take back, you know? No, just kidding. But... first and foremost, before we even jump into rules and the tier list and whatever, let me talk about some of these goals that we have up in the corner, okay? The only reason we are doing the Star Wars tier list right now is because we did hit last month's sub goal. We are currently 20 subs away from hitting this month's sub goal, and we have, like, the rest of this week, and I really think that we could do it. It is a little bit higher than our last one because this next one, if we hit it, if we get 20 more subs in the next week here, is going to be a lot of work for me. I've been explaining it. Basically, the way I called it is a Family Feud style game that we're going to play, where it'll be like, let's say if it's just the 4 of these fabulous people with us today, maybe it would be Doug and Rob versus Tamara and Malcolm, and they would play a Family Feud style game where I'm the host. But if you know anything about Family Feud, you know they get their answers from surveys. Survey says. So instead of just general survey, I would survey chat. Chat, you would give us the answers that then they would be choosing from. So like I would send out a survey and be like, all right, based on chat, what are the top 5 movies of all time? Or like based on the answers from chat, who is the greatest actor of our generation? You know, and like,
Oh, wow.
yeah, so
Oh, that's interesting.
it would
Yeah.
be
That's pretty
very
interesting.
chat centered, and it would be a lot of compiling for me. But if we can hit,
We have to read our fans' minds? My
Chat
God.
says.
I mean, I'll try to compile it too, so that we'll throw
This is
out
gonna be
joke
terrifying.
answers. You
We're
know
gonna
what I
learn
mean?
so much, and I'm gonna crap myself. I'm not. This is scary.
Don't crap yourself. It'll be fine. We still have to hit 20 more subs. We got maybe 19 more. I see 181. So hey. Maybe we're in the teens now. So that's only if we hit that sub goal. We have 1 week. Do what you do, chat.
I know that we have so many game show lovers in chat, so I want to hit it for that because it just feels fun. It's a fun activity.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I want to do that.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun. Secondly, in case you haven't been around some of the streams on a weekly basis, we have now started a weekly bit goal. We hit last week's bit goal during Doug's Friday stream. So today we are going to, at some point, I won't tell you when, it'll be a surprise. At some point, we're going to spin the wheel of giveaways. We're going to spin the wheel of giveaways and do a giveaway. And in case you haven't been here for the wheel of giveaways, because this is only the second time that we've spun the wheel of giveaways, okay? The options on the giveaway wheel are some beautiful Nostalgia Critic stickers.
Ooh.
A choice between one of our Nostalgia Critic pins, enamel pins, which one is a tie and one is our good friend Bill. Heck yeah. Or the last one is just movies, and I believe that Waveflow will be the one who will be in contact about that, and if it's a code or a physical, or we'll figure that out if we get the movies option. Okay.
And
That's
one of those pins is very special. It's hand dipped in 24 karat zinc.
I don't know about that.
Not a guarantee.
Not a guarantee. All right, cool, great, awesome. Before we hop into these as well, let me remind people that this is a special stream in which we are trying to focus more on some of the ranking and getting to ranking these movies on the tier list. So we may provide short, succinct, or maybe not even necessarily answer in depth your bit questions, just because we are trying to focus on what we are here for today, which is rating these 11 Star Wars movies between the 5 of us and having to agree on things.
I think you meant 3 Star Wars movies.
You know what?
That's
I
all
didn't.
there are.
Bitch, I said what I said. Anyway, let me get to some of these bits really fast before we get started then. At Movies, thank you for the 50 bits. Am I going crazy? Blood and Honey 2 just came out and the reviews are positive. It looks like we have another Ouija 2 situation.
Whoa, okay. I think Brad was going to check that out. So, now
One
I'm really
honey,
curious
two,
about that.
Tigger, woo.
That's amazing news, though, because I was really rooting for the first one, and I heard it was terrible.
I heard.
Brad, I saw Brad's review. It's pretty bad.
Brand Omega, thank you for the 25-month subscription. Welcome back. Doug, can you please review My Cousin Vinny? Sorry.
A terrible confession. I've never seen it. I probably should, because I hear it's a classic.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 50 bits. Hello there, Tamara Amadala, Wal2D2, Rob Skywalker, Malcolm Calrissian, and the returning duo, Heatherkin Skywalker, and last but not least, the legendary Dougie One Kenobi.
It's
One
Rob
Kenobi.
Palpatine. I'm not going to go the Ray Skywalker route.
Heatherkin Skywalker.
I got my lightsaber, so here we go.
Actually, Doug, that's not even a real Buster Sword. It is a cheap one that we probably found for very cheap at the studio.
It is not even a real Buster Sword. It is a cheap one.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 100 bits. Heather in Community, which character who isn't a member of the study group do you like more, Dean Pelton or Chang? I'm gonna go with the Dean. I like the Dean. He's a good character. At Movies, thank you for the 50 bits. Stir, whip, whip, stir. And there went Doug's ability to control his bowels.
Oh.
Sorry, Malcolm said.
Oh.
If somebody's saying, for all we know, Rob is dressed up as Leia, that's not entirely true. It's Slave Leia, thank you.
Oh.
Leia.
Leia.
Yes, Leia.
Just
Hell yes, Leia. Leia playa.
the idea of Rob wearing Slave Leia casually with cam off is incredible. That fucking jazzed me up.
Only he gets to enjoy it.
It's just for him and Ellie.
It's me, the dog.
Definitely not
And
for
then
his wife.
it's great. I've set up a mirror right in front of the monitor. So
Thank God. You're recording it. You're just not for your.
Oh yeah.
It's very Buffalo Bill, him posing.
It goes in the archives.
Grand Omega, thank you for the 50 bits. Doug, will you react to more of your old videos again? It was very funny watching yourself laugh at some of your own jokes. Oh man, I forgot. It's been a while since we've done that. We did that for a Twitch stream like last year.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
Yeah. Big Mac, thank you for the 48-month subscription. Welcome back. There was a time when I would have had very strong opinions on all of these movies. Now, though, I'm just excited to watch the fireworks.
But then I got a job.
Dance, puppets, dance.
Other more important things happen. But this is our job, so we get to still get so angry about it.
Brand Omega, thank you for the 50 bits. Are you ever going to finish Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga? I really liked watching you play that.
I might if we need like another I don't know, just quick playthrough or something like that. I might. We still got it on the computer and everything.
At Movies, thank you for the 50 bits. Hey, Heather and Tamara, be honest. Who was the better Ahsoka? Ashley Eckstein or Rosario Dawson? I'm going to say Ashley Eckstein. She's the original. We get to see her go through the whole evolution.
I think they were both great, but Ashley's the one I fell in love with the character with.
Absolutely. Gibbo, thank you for the 69 bits. Hello there.
Hello.
Noff Noff, thank you for the 100 bits. To quote the Army Gungans from The Phantom Menace, ouch time.
Oh yeah, people are gonna hurt with this.
Tricky DeFat Man, thank you for that Prime subscription. Movie Mike, thank you for the 100 bits. Rob, I asked Doug this question. Now I want to hear your opinion. In Balto, before Jim Cummings was cast, originally Brendan Fraser was going to play Steel. Do you think that would have worked?
Brendan Fraser?
Huh. I mean, it could. I will say the only thing about Jim Cummings is like you can always, not always, but a number of times kind of tell it's Jim Cummings. They all kind of vaguely sound like Pete to me when he's doing a villain. But I mean, it could have. He does have range. I don't know if back then that would have been my first choice though.
Big
Oh,
Mac.
yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No,
Big Mac, thank you for the 50 bits. Movie Mike, thank you for the 100 bits. Rob, do you watch American Dad? If you do, what do you think of Klaus? Sorry.
Klaus.
I always feel bad for him whenever the family mistreats him.
I do like American Dad. Two, I'll tell you why I don't feel bad for him. There's one scene that sums him up perfectly, and he does something, and I think the mother's just like, "Oh, Klaus, why would you do something so awful?" And he just stares at it. He's like, "I'm German. It's what I do. Or it's what we do." Like I was like, yeah, what goes around comes around. So I don't feel sorry for him, but I do love Klaus. I think he might be my favorite character. So I do love Roger too.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for gifting that sub to Hawk Number Grand Omega. Thank you for the 50 bits. Would you watch Knuckles Show or Velma Season 2? I'd watch the Knuckles Show.
I watch the Knuckles. Yeah, sure.
Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits.
Wait.
What's
There's
up?
a Knuckles show? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, you haven't heard about that?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like Knuckles from Sonic?
Yes.
Yeah, like based on the movie, the Idris Elba and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
That's like fun.
I'd watch the Velma Knuckles crossover.
Amazing. Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits. Has anyone seen Ghostbusters Frozen Empire yet? And if so, thoughts? Rob, I know you weren't a huge fan of Afterlife, so I'm especially curious about what you think.
I
I
haven't
can
seen
tell you
it.
this: the reviews are not making me want to see it.
Yeah.
I will at some point, but it's like it really shows you how much the life's been sucked out of it for me. And I'm just like, I just don't care.
Oh,
I know,
like
guys.
so it's getting
Sorry,
so it's getting panned already?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
no.
like critically, the audience score is actually somewhere in the lower 80s, I think, on Rotten Tomatoes. But critically, I think it's sitting at like 44% or something.
I know, guys. Thank you for the 50 bits. Bad Guys 2 comes out August 1st, 2025. The film will focus on the bad, now good guys, as they are forced to do one last job by an all-female criminal squad.
Cool.
At Movies, thank you for the 50 bits. To quote Kathleen Kennedy, directly while you were still learning how to spell your name, I was being trained to kill franchises.
Anything less would be a disgrace to my family life.
Talking of Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. It's over, it's over, Doug. Rob has the high ground.
You don't know me very well. Always the low ground. It's much more. There's a much greater chance you can get a good sucker nut shot in from the low ground.
Just imagine you in the slave Leia outfit saying that. Yeah.
A sucker nut shot.
Grand Omega, thank you for the 50 bits. So no joke, I never knew Bill was the green puppet on Malcolm's finger till I watched the Grumpy Cat review.
That never did anyone else.
Neither do we. We just came up with that.
Yeah.
I know, guys, thank you for the 50 bits. I saw Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, and I can say that it is monumentally, exponentially fine. Better than 2 in 2016, but not as good as 1 or Afterlife.
All right. Keep them up.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. How excited are you guys about Beetlejuice 2?
It actually looked, it's only a teaser, but it looked
Honestly,
okay.
I'm cautiously you know, the number one thing that made me psyched for it is Tim Burton was talking about how it's been soul-sucking some of the films he's done lately, like working in modern Hollywood, and how he's like, yeah, I want to do stop motion in this. No CGI, old school stop motion.
That's cool.
To keep the look. And I'm like, okay, well, you know what? I'm going to give this a chance. Maybe like he's just going back to basics.
Yeah, maybe.
Grand Omega, thank you for the 50 bits. I will say that I love first 6 Star Wars movies. 7, 8, and 9 can burn for me. Oh, don't worry. We will get to it. Movie Mike, thank you for the 100 bits. Rob, which American Dad character do you like more, Principal Lewis or Bullock?
Maybe Principal Lewis? I'm not sure. I'll go with that.
All right, cool, great. Phew. I was starting to worry we wouldn't actually get to the tier
was gonna
list
say,
before
yeah.
6:30. All right, so I put these, I guess,
Now,
hot take.
Rogue One is S tier. We already decided that before this began, right? Somebody was mentioning how they were going to
No,
leave right away.
Solo
So
is
we all had a gentlemen's and ladies agreement that we were going to put that in S tier.
I have these. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm not against that idea. I was gonna give it an A.
I was too. Okay, I guess we're starting with Rogue One.
But sorry, yeah, go ahead.
No,
Heather.
that's all right.
I was gonna say, what order do we go in? That's a good question.
I had put them in numerical 1, 2, 3, 1 through
Oh,
9,
okay.
and then Solo and Rogue
Ah.
One. But if we want to start with Rogue One, we could start with Rogue One.
We can come back around to it.
I was gonna say that feels weird. We gotta leave them in anticipation for Rogue One.
Okay.
There you go.
How do we judge your Star Wars? You can't judge
We
Rogue One
can't,
unless you know
we
how
can't
we judge your Star Wars
lose that
movies.
one person. He who saves one person in the chat saves the chat entire.
Great. All right, so let's start with one that I think we already will have fights about. Episode 1, Phantom Menace.
S tier. I don't think it gets any better than that. I mean, tell me, is there a moment greater in all of Star Wars than Jar Jar saying "P Yosa"?
Okay,
I
so
mean-
am I misremembering, or did that movie win some sort of Oscar
No,
for something?
it got nominated for Best Effects, but lost to Matrix, which
okay.
I
Which
love
I think
that.
is very
Yeah.
fair, actually.
I really like that. That seems right. I mean,
I'm
It's
gonna
one of the
go.
most famous-
I'm low C is where I'm going.
I'm D. It's like one of the most famous bad movies of all time. I mean, how it's almost like an insult not to give it the D. It gave us Jar Jar.
It did give us Jar
It
Jar.
gave us little Anakin yippee and stuff.
It
I
gave
mean,
us memes.
it gave us midichlorian. Yeah, but that's what I'm talking about. That's why it has like the honor to be in the D. Like it has to be in the
No,
D.
because if that's the case, we need a special shadow tier layer then, and we can put it there.
Keep
I
in
don't know,
mind,
see, like when I think of like some of the other ones, I'm like, there is something that if Phantom Menace is on, I don't ever seek it out, but I'm like more likely to sit through that than a couple others.
I mean, I will get some laughs out of it, definitely. But yeah, I'm definitely in.
I do think it's
category.
a pretty movie.
I'd give it a C for its, attempt at effects.
Honestly, there's I don't know. There's just something about it where like there are sections of it that do seem aimed like at the 10-year-old at heart, and like I guess that kind of resonates somehow. Where I'm like, there is like a slight joy to it, unlike some of the other ones where all the joy has been removed.
But I mean, it did introduce us to the more modern lightsaber battles. Like there was
That's
that.
it. Everything around Duel of the Fates is cool.
Yeah,
Everything
yeah.
else sucks.
I mean, you can't
I
even
can
say
see.
the Phantom Menace and not go, oh,
Yeah.
like just,
The music?
Yeah.
also, though,
Although-
let's be real, pod racing is fun.
Pod racing is my life. Yeah.
I agree
that-
to a certain amount. I do feel like it went on like 2 minutes too long, but
That's
yeah,
okay.
but I do enjoy that. Plus, it's the only one that has Greg Proops saying, and now jump to it.
There
But
are
that's
some
what I'm
good
talking about.
characters, though. There are some good parts that we forget. Like
Please remind me.
we got Maul. Like
Hell yeah.
Darth Maul is awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
He's
okay.
It's a
cool
pretty
as
cool
fuck.
villain.
Darth Maul is
Look.
cool in the show, in the Clone Wars show. He's just a cool-looking henchman in Phantom Menace who's cool with the
we got-
lightsaber.
We
Which
got
again-
Watto, we got Jar Jar, we got the Viceroy. Like the racism in that movie is on point. It's
Oh,
really
well,
like
hey.
it's just chef's kiss.
Okay, so Rob's a D.
No, I'm a
No,
C.
he's a C.
C.
I'm a D.
You're okay. Doug is a D. Rob is a C. Now keep in mind, D is the bottom of this list.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
Doug's like
he's aware.
definitely.
He's aware. Malcolm, what are you?
Oh, C.
C?
Yeah, it's got something in there.
Okay. Tamara, what are you?
I'm a B. I'm so sorry.
Oh,
Oh,
what?
oh.
I'm so sorry.
Why?
Because I grew up with 4, 5, and 6, and I was
B for
so excited
Bantha
for this to
Poodoo.
come out, and it's just a nostalgic bomb of joy.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
Just a nostalgic bomb.
I will say there is a part of me that like I do get a little nostalgic sometimes. So like 1999, before the world went to shit, and I am just like, yeah, I remember seeing the Phantom Menace, and it was like that was kind of a fun summer, and like there is like a strange mood connection to that works for me.
I will say
What's wrong
that
with y'all?
chat is feeling very validated by Tamara.
Oh.
But
I
I am
grew up with it. You bunch of kidlings, you younglings. You
I
bunch
didn't
of
grow up with it.
younglings.
I'm giving it a C.
Yeah, you're just dumb.
I am also gonna agree with C. So I think that
You know,
puts
I'm not the one holding
three
a
of
giant
us.
sword like a complete
It's a
dork.
solid.
That's
C.
right, so you
In
better
C
watch what you
territory.
say.
You're in the slave outfit, which is way cooler.
Hell yeah. Warm and
Amazing.
love, baby.
Amazing. All right, so that leads us next to episode 2, Attack of
Okay,
the Clones.
now that
Now,
has
That's
to
F.
be D.
That's F.
That's
Can
a
we
D, that's a
create
D.
Yes.
that category right now?
Yeah.
D.
No, yeah. Remember, we don't have an F. We only have to D. I mean, that has to be D. Okay, we're
Yeah,
on the
and
same
this-
page there,
This
right?
is what I meant. Like, there is a slight joy to Phantom Menace. Attack of the Clones is one of the
Wink.
most worthless garbage movies ever made.
Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah, I mean, there is
Yeah.
a slight joy to a very solid D movie still.
Though I do remember there being an interview with Natalie Portman and her saying like, now I'm 18 and so now I can wear things that show my stomach, and so they think that I can be sexy now. And I remember thinking like, oh my god, she's so fucking cool. I didn't say fucking in my head because I was so young, but I thought she was so cool.
I really
Have you
wish
saw the
Black
movie?
Swan came out that same year so you could go straight into that film.
yeah, yeah, you're supposed to react to that when she did Black Swan, not Attack the Clones.
No, Attack of the I can think of one. There may be one other that would rank on the same level as that, but that may be scraping bottom of the barrel for me. I hate that movie as much as Anakin hates sand.
I've
Which is
only
a
known
lot.
one person in my life who really liked Attack of the Clones and told me that Attack of the Clones was their favorite Star Wars movie. And that was my
Weird.
twin sister.
Did you get her
Oh.
medicine? Is she medicated now?
I feel
Did you get all the brain cells?
I feel like two things.
Yeah.
One, it was because I hated it, so she had to like it. We were like in that phase of life. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah.
And two, she doesn't like sci-fi shows, and she doesn't like things like that. And she was like, I liked
okay.
it because it was all about love, and I love romantic movies, and I love rom-coms, so it's my favorite Star Wars.
She said it just like that. It's my favorite.
There is something when you don't
Was she
really...
sterilized? Like, can we make that happen?
There is something when you're not really much into a genre that then when you see like one that is like even the tiniest bit close to competently done, you're like, oh wow, pretty, okay. Like I feel like I've had that happen before, like with movies and genres and stuff like that, where I'm just like, I don't know, I thought it was all right, but compared to everything else that has come out, you know, with this, yeah.
The only two things it gave us is one, I got to hear George Lucas say in numerous interviews, Count Dooku. And the other thing is, it's not that Christopher Lee is in it. It's that Doug's high school friend came in to visit us that summer, and we both saw like a dollar theater showing of it because he hadn't seen it yet. And when Christopher Lee went zooming by on one of those stupid little speeders, like we all shouted in that deep Christopher Lee voice, "Wee!"
Yeah, because he just had like it looked like his legs were hanging off it the way it looked like he was on like a little tricycle or something, and we were all just cracking up. We're just like, wee.
Who casts Christopher Lee and gives him the name Dooku?
Someone thinks they're being very clever.
Well, it's like Dracula. If you're an idiot.
Amazing. Amazing. All right, so the last of the prequels, episode 3.
Well, I don't want to put it in the C category now because it's better than Phantom Menace.
I
But,
mean,
like, I feel like putting in the B.
I think it.
Well,
I think it feels right to
have
put
an
in B.
S.
It could be in a B.
I would probably do it just because we have an S tier. If it was A through F, then
I
I
guess
think
that's
this
true.
is not a B.
That's a fair point. I mean, I personally put in the C, but Phantom Menace would be in D. But if this is the setup, I guess I will put it in B.
The weird thing is the
really good
Clone
stuff in there.
Wars and the finale to that almost gave Revenge of the Sith a kind of meaning. Like it almost got a little bit better just because Clone Wars was so good.
Yeah.
Totally.
Because I'm just like, but so I will say I watched the ending to Clone Wars. I'm just like, oh wow, like now that I know what was going on the side, I did try to sit through Revenge of the Sith again. I'm like, it's still pretty bad.
Yeah, it is bad, but I mean the good stuff.
It did flesh out all the things in Sith that made like the way Anakin just turns on a dime. Whereas when you see Clone Wars, like, oh, now I can see all this pressure building. Like this guy's a powder keg, but
I mean the reason I still I have such a soft spot for 3 is a lot of cool scenes, and also it's pretty much the Emperor's movie. I mean, the Emperor is the best character throughout most of Star Wars, at least the movies.
Yeah, well, the funny thing is, I actually don't like him once he becomes Palpatine. Like,
no, see, I love
his performance in Jedi was so much better and reserved.
I agree.
It's the scene where he throws it's
still a little over the top, but yeah.
It's when he throws the Senate at the whole Senate at Yoda, and then he literally poses for the camera and throws his arms out. I was like,
I know what you're talking about.
Who are you posing for? Is this for the hidden cameras in the Senate?
I think that just speaks to his, mental stability. He was going crazy.
I found him way creepier in Jedi. That's the performance
I agree, but I don't know. Episode 3 is definitely the best of the prequels. If Phantom Menace is going to be C, I say B.
Oh, yeah. And that climax.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I agree.
Okay.
And those brilliant robots, boy or girl. Boy or girl.
So Rob's a B, Doug's a B. Malcolm, are you a B? Okay, Tamara?
I'm an A for this one. I love this one.
By the way, I will say it's a low B, but I'll give it a B.
Okay, all right. I mean, I think it's definitely the strongest of the prequels, but I am also probably think it's solidly a B, But Garrett's on your side, Tamara. Tamara keeps winning. The chat is with you, Tamara.
But
you'll turn on me. You'll turn on me, chat.
Don't worry.
Everything.
Yeah.
When she says Rise of Skywalker is an S tier film, that everyone's no.
Everyone's gonna be so mad with me later.
Genuinely. All right, since we finished one trilogy out, I'm gonna read some of these bit messages before we move on to the original trilogy here. Grand Omega, thank you for the 50 bits. So it hasn't come out yet, but I'm already excited to see season 2 of live action One Piece. I can't wait to see some of the great characters appear.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, yeah, same.
Yeah, I enjoyed the first season.
Really excited, yeah.
Yeah, I'm at the Dressrosa arc in the anime. So, just watching the anime and then watching the live action kind of side by side, it's really fascinating. It's pretty cool.
Climmer, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey guys, just showed up. Are any of you interested in seeing Pixar's Monsters at Work season 2?
I forgot there's a season 1. That's right. I guess that's a probably no.
Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits. Michael Keaton had high praise for Catherine O'Hara in Beetlejuice. He called her twice as funny as she was in the original. That certainly has me interested. She's a gem.
I mean, she's always great.
She ages like a fine wine. It's like she gets even funnier and better.
Yeah,
it's like she's always been amazing. But a lot of those Second City crowd types, are just so good.
Bernsey, thank you for the 69 bits. Star Wars isn't legit because Captain Kirk said so.
Are you? Nah, I don't even have the energy.
I'll allow it.
At Movies, thank you for the 50 bits. Hey, Doug and Tamara, could the two of you act out Anakin and Padme's love banter as Uncle Lies and Aunt Despair?
Oh, God.
I have to give up cigarettes because I'm pregnant.
Oh, well, you know what we have to do. Or that works too. We can do that. I have a lightsaber.
I'm drunk as hell. There are 2 human children inside of me.
Well, that's a good start. I'm sure the children turned out great that way.
I don't know what's happening anymore, but this is S tier Star Wars.
Yes.
Oh, and to make it even more messed up, I am your father.
Oh, like me.
Wow.
I do like that they've invented like hyperspace travel, but like there's no protected sex or morning after pill.
Priorities.
Yeah.
Now, don't worry, honey. It won't mess them up too much. They'll only kiss once.
Fantastic. Movie Mike, thank you for the 100 bits. Rob, which Jim Cummings villain do you like more, Negaduck or Robotnik?
Negaduck's pretty funny. I gotta go Negaduck.
Bernsey, thank you for the 69 bits. Would sci-fi be more interesting to look at with questions like war crime or crime against humanity?
Is that like
Happy
the-
Tuesday, everyone.
I was gonna say, like, the idea, or are these the name of characters?
Happy Tuesday.
Hung Bunny, thank you for gifting that sub to Marsha Blue.
The worst Native American name ever. Dances with crimes against humanity.
Oh god.
Oi Ram, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on the Spike Lee movie Bamboozled?
Did you just say Hung Bunny?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
gifted a
that's
sub to.
Incredible.
Mhm.
10 out of 10 name.
I remember liking it when it came out. I haven't seen it since then.
Oh,
I know, I haven't either, but I
I
enjoyed
like
it when I saw it.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. I give Revenge of the Sith an A. Hayden Christensen performance is great. Great final fight. Plus, the only movie you see the main character killing fucking children.
Younglings, thank you.
Yeah, younglings don't count. They're barely human.
Oi Ram, thank you for the 13-month subscription. I heard from Corey from Double Toasted didn't like how Team America seems to push the idea that celebrities should shut up, just act. What are your thoughts?
I don't know. They can. I think it's the idea that they act like they know more than we do, and I'm like, I don't know if you do. Like, if that's
Right.
the air that always kind of comes across.
My point of view is always the same. They can. I just don't have to give a shit.
Yeah.
Which is what fascinates me, the way people get so up in arms about it. I'm like, the fuck are you listening to them?
It's like they
Seriously.
have an opinion. You don't have to listen if you don't like, you know.
Hmm.
I just listen to whatever my cat says.
That's the best take, honestly.
Yeah, I don't really go to celebrities for any takes I find interesting, just as a whole.
Yeah, it's very rare that I'm like, boy, this political world's interesting. Let me see what Jim Carrey has to say.
Just
You know,
saying
like,
that. Yeah.
There's so much going on in the world. What's Jim Carrey's take?
yeah, it's not
Like,
gonna
yeah,
sway-
exactly. Like, to quote the Tick, read a book.
KP, thank you for the 50 bits. Fanscription suggestion, what if the Star Wars universe crossed over with the Spaceballs universe?
I've always wanted to do, I don't know, one of these years I'm going to do it, Spaceballs 2, The Search for More Money, a fanscription of that, and have it be a parody of the sequel trilogy.
Bernsey, thank you for the 69 bits. At John Candy's funeral, Catherine O'Hara mentioned auditioning for SCTV and feeling happy because she knew John thought she was funny.
Yeah, nah, I know it's like years ago, decades ago, but man, it's still so sad.
That one, Phil Hartman's another one where every time that
Yeah.
comes up, I'm like, ooh.
Yeah.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 100 bits. Rob and Owl House, what did you think of Hunter? I was always very indifferent toward him.
Yeah, he's fine. Like, indifference is probably a good way to put it.
Carl, thank you for the 500 bits. Really appreciate that. For the
Thank you.
Separatist Alliance, long live Count Dooku. Also, timing! So I actually just recently changed the timing alert to 600 bits instead of 500 because now that we're dual streaming, because I see they said, what? No timing. Now I'm irked. I recently changed it from 500 to 600 because on Wednesdays now we dual stream on YouTube and the bit minimum here is 500 and it's just one more thing for me to have to remember to turn off and on. So it's just easier if it's set at 600 instead of me having to remember every single week, turn it on, turn it off, in addition to everything else I have to turn on and turn off doing the dual stream between YouTube and Twitch. So I'm sorry. It just recently changed.
I'll do it for you. Timing! There you go.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
That's Eater. Thank you for the 50 bits. Also, I checked out the new Mean Girls movie. It was fine. There it is. Carl. You. Sorry, I recently checked out the new Mean Girls movie. It was fine, but I will admit I never saw the original, so I don't know how different it is. Have any of you seen the original or the new one? I have seen both. I'm a Mean Girls stan.
I've seen the original.
I liked
haven't
the
seen
original,
the
but
remake.
like I haven't seen it in eons.
Yeah, I gotta see. I heard the
I haven't
musical's
seen
pretty
it.
good.
I haven't
gotta
seen
check
it
it out.
Yeah.
At Movies, thank you for the 50 bits. Fanscription idea. What if Darth Vader raised Luke and Leia?
Has Walter not done that yet? It sounds
I'm
like what he
pretty
would
sure
have
there's
done.
comics that address that.
Okay,
But
interesting.
I don't remember exactly.
I think the interesting thing is, what if he raises one of them?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that.
If you raise both of them, you're just gonna have to come up with someone else to like,
Dark Leia would be kind of cool.
Dark Leia's
Yeah,
definitely
digging
been
that.
done in a comic.
Dark
She's
Leia-
1000% been done in a comic.
That's been done. Dark Luke would be
she's-
another like either of them would be like interesting.
Dark Jar Jar though would be sexy as hell.
Yeah.
Spencer,
I find your lack of piosa disturbing.
Spencer, thank you for the 7-month subscription. Hey guys, had to click as soon as I saw this. Also, did you know Phantom Menace is being re-released in theaters in May? Hell yeah, it is.
Wow.
I'm not gonna lie, I might actually check it out.
Mhm.
Let's all go together. That'd be so fun.
So
Yeah.
fun.
I refuse.
I'm gonna
The name of
Doug hates
movies.
fun. Doug hates fun.
I hate Phantom Menace.
Carl, thank you for the 600 bits. I'm going to have my timing, and you have it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And it was well timed.
True, very true. All right, let's get back to the Star Wars here. We are on to episode 4, A New Hope.
I mean, A minimum for me.
So again, originally I was gonna put it A, but now that we're looking at the list, it's like I think it's gotta go S now.
I will argue S because despite some of the problems it has, when you know the entire back end history of that film and how basically a team of editors, his friends, and his wife saved that movie from being hot garbage, like it makes it all the more impressive how good it is.
Well, no. On top of that, I mean, the innovation is what would get it the S tier. It's a film that still holds up. It has a lot of the classic myth and storytelling and everything. And then just on a technical level, it completely changed films and how films are made and what people want to see.
If you're a film editor and that's like your thing, Doug, you love editing, like
that's
what they
also
achieved in post. Like they literally saved
agree, they
that
saved the
entire
film.
movie in post.
Wasn't
it's
this
incredible.
wasn't this considered the first blockbuster technically?
No, Jaws is.
Jaws is, okay.
But Star Wars is pretty close. It's around that time. If Jaws was the first like horror blockbuster, this was probably like the first like adventure blockbuster. Sci-fi.
It's fun world building. I like just starting off with like the two droids and seeing an alien planet, and then you get the Mos Eisley, and then like the funny thing is probably the stuff on the Death Stars where I kind of zone out a little, but the finale, like the editing in that finale and that whole Death Star run from the second they take off, honestly, from the briefing where they tell you how to blow up the Death Star all the way to the end of that movie, it's like I can watch it 1,000 times and never get sick of it.
Okay, so Rob, you're S.
Yeah, I think I'm S.
Doug, you're.
Yeah, I think I gotta go with S then.
Okay.
Because Phantom Menace just threw up everything. I'm just blaming y'all for that. Just saying.
Malcolm.
Oh, shut up.
I mean, it is the classic. I gotta go with S. Like that,
Okay. Tamara?
started it all.
I've actually never seen it.
You've never seen
Just kidding,
I was
I'm
gonna
just
be like,
kidding.
that can't be true. That can't be true.
That was one of the best movies. I believe.
I mean, I know. So okay, I know Empire Strikes Back is coming up, so we gotta leave some room to grow. But I think that the original trilogy is just all S. Like I just think that they're all amazing. I love them. I grew up on them. I definitely think that this would go an S for me.
Okay. This maybe is one of my first steaming hot Star Wars takes. This is like a maybe low A.
I mean, originally I would have said A. I would say original.
A low A, though.
I don't think any. Okay, I don't
It's
think
my
anybody's
least
gonna
favorite of the
kill
original
you.
trilogy.
Now that's
it's
weird.
my least favorite of the original trilogy, and I think there's other movies that came after it in the sequels that I would watch again in a heartbeat over the original. I mean, I respect what it created. I love Star Wars. I literally cried when we went to Galaxy's Edge. Like, I love Star Wars. But like I just don't think it's even barely in my top 5 Star Wars movies, you know? Like,
on
Now,
the
that might be a
technical-
problem, but just putting it in
I mean-
I don't think anybody's gonna kill you for that. Like,
right, but I mean, the rest of
Yeah.
you said S, so I am outvoted. I will be okay with that, and we shall live.
Again, if Phantom Menace was in the D and everything was knocked down one, I'd probably agree with you. But no, you had to have it in C. It's a solid C. Midichlorians, C. Not that bad.
All right, on to Empire.
I mean,
He's out.
that's
yeah.
that's as top as it goes. Like,
Obviously,
yeah.
yes, yeah. It has to be.
that's in a greater than mathematical equation. That's the one that's greater than all of them.
Wink.
I mean, so go ahead, Malcolm.
No, I'm thinking. You can go ahead.
Okay, yeah, it's
What are
S
you
for me.
thinking
It's
about?
my favorite. It's my favorite.
But
Star
no,
Wars.
Malcolm, what are you thinking about? There's no
It's my
thinking
favorite
here.
Star Wars too.
If you can say S instantly, there's a problem. We're gonna have words. So
For
what's the issue?
I'm just contemplating. I'm like, no, wait, which one is this again?
This is the
What?
I am your father. This is the snow plant. This is Yoda.
Yeah, this is S.
This is Anakin. Not
Okay,
Anakin.
good.
Lando
It's Anakin.
Calrissian.
Okay,
Yeah, I mean, okay,
that's
it's
S.
technically Anakin too, but yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely S then.
I'm sorry. Rob's absolute outrage really got me for a second.
How dare you hesitate and contemplate on such a
I mean, nobody even needs to say why. Everyone knows why it's amazing, why it's fantastic.
That should be an instant answer. Like, would you ever indiscriminately kill children? Oh, let me think. Like, no, this is supposed to be an instant answer.
I mean, let's hold the phone. Not rating Empire Strikes Back as an S is not the same as killing children. Let's slow down that analogy.
No, you're right.
This isn't Revenge of
It is
which we
worse.
gave a B to.
It's worse.
You guys are gonna hate me.
Can't wait. Okay, last one then. Return of the Jedi.
Now
I'd
this is where it
either-
gets.
Yeah, I'd either put an A or S. If it's an S, I'm not going to fight it that much because it has some of my favorite stuff in it.
That's not.
Wait, but you don't think it's S, but you're literally wearing an outfit from it, Rob.
I didn't say
So
there
Leia
was
is insulted.
Listen,
Yeah.
the first 20 minutes of that movie, fantastic. But then she puts clothes on.
You're right. It does get worse then.
And then we get Ewoks involved. And I don't want to know what kind of weird porn's attached to that.
I kind of do.
It's out there.
I kind of want to know where they
I
crawl.
know you would know.
I kind of do.
I've
I
seen
beat
it.
your wom of that.
It looked
I
back.
could go with A. But the problem is Sith is sitting in B, which is
Yeah,
why I don't
exactly.
want to put it down.
Everything should be
and
down like one more.
I'll put it up. The problem is it's like, I kind of side with Clerks on this. It's like, Jedi's just a bunch of Muppets. It's like
no,
there's
it is
the
in terms of the story, it's the most like clumsily put together because you're right. You wear with Jabba
it's
way
where-
too long.
Yeah,
The Death Star we've already
everything
seen.
back, made it
Yeah,
goofy
but
again.
I feel like everything with Luke and
Everything in the
and
throne
and
room's
Emperor,
spectacular.
is so good. And that's such a good wrap up, in my opinion. It just makes so much sense. And it's intense. It's an intense. It's probably next to Empire. It's like some of the most intense stuff.
No, I agree. That's why rated is. That's
that
why I
was
would
rated.
probably give it an A. It's because
Yeah.
of those scenes. Because if you take that out, it's like, well, you got the Jabba stuff, which is fun for a while, but it doesn't make any sense, and it's like 40 minutes long. And then next you get Ewoks.
Mm.
It's really that big. It's that big space battle, and it's the throne room scene that like makes it an A movie.
Mm. It's a toss up between S and A. With the other rankings, I'll put it in S.
Okay, so Rob's A, Doug's S. Malcolm?
I'd give it an A.
A. Tamara?
Yeah.
I think all three are an S.
Okay, S. So wait, okay. 2 A's, Two. Wait, Malcolm, I already forgot what you said because I'm terrible.
Yeah, he said A.
A. Okay, yeah, I should have doubted myself. 2 A's, 2 S's.
Ace.
I would have said without A New Hope being in S that this should be A. But if A New Hope is in S, we're not gonna put Return of the Jedi up there. You know what I mean?
I'm the same thought. Yeah.
I've got a soft spot. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I've got a soft spot for Ewoks. I had a little stuffed Ewok when I was a kid. I had a touch and feel Return of the Jedi book where you could pet the Ewoks.
I watched the goddamn Ewoks cartoon.
I was gonna say
Saturday
that's how I got
mornings,
into,
and I'm
that's
still
how I
not
got
giving
into
it an
Star
S.
Wars. I got into it through
Yeah.
the Ewoks cartoon. So
I
I don't like
Caravan
him
of
now,
Courage and was
but I've always
horrified
got
like
the
every
soft
other
spot.
child.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not mad
thought-
about it. It could go in either way.
I just feel like like Heather said, if A New Hope is S, then that's definitely S.
Yeah.
I think the original trilogy is just all S.
Yeah, they are, honestly.
And the way they like made Han just like this goofy idiot all of a sudden. My favorite is whenever you talk to Jim J. Ross, our prop guy, about it. Like, he's like, he mentions Harrison Ford like Han Solo, and he's like, yeah, he does, and then Jim just does like this shrug and this smirk, like, hey, I'm like, yeah, not a fan.
All right, before we get into the spicy territory of the sequels,
I can't wait.
let's get to some of these bit messages because you all have some stuff to say. At Movies, thank you for the 50 bits. Hey, Rob and Malcolm, could the two of you act out Obi-Wan and Darth Vader's big fight as Santa Christ and the Devil?
Oh my god.
Wait, who's which?
I'm assuming Santa Christ would be Obi-Wan?
Yeah, and Darth Vader would be the devil, because bad guy.
You were supposed to bring balance to the Force, not ruin it.
No. I forget the
Yeah.
lines from that scene.
Say from my
That
point
was
of
the
view, the
Emperor's
Jedi
line.
are evil.
No. No, actually, that is Darth Vader's line. No.
They say from my point of view, the Jedi are evil.
Okay. Oh, from my point of view, the Jedi are equal.
Evil,
Then
but-
you really are lost.
Amazing. Beautiful. Birdsy, thank you for the 69 bits. I saw the Channel Awesome review of Supergirl. Loved the scenes with Tamara and Malcolm.
Oh, yeah, they're a lot of fun.
Thank you.
I hated the scenes with Tamara.
Oh,
Well,
man.
so thanks.
Honest reviewer, thank you for the 50 bits. Even though I know Empire is a superior film, I'll always have a soft spot for New Hope. It's always the Star Wars film I turn to whenever I just want to watch a Star Wars film without completely any trilogy.
I think it is the only
Well, it is
Star Wars.
self-contained, yeah.
No, I was gonna say I think it is the only Star Wars movie that when it came out, it was universally loved. Every single one that came out after it, people
Yeah, 'cause
wait.
Empire was not. People
not.
forget.
Yeah, no, people say it was too dark. It was too, they just thought it was way too high. It didn't make as much money as New Hope.
Reading
Obviously
the critical reviews of Empire is really funny. Like, wow, these aged poorly.
Yeah. So it is interesting that the first one comes out, and that is like the only one that wasn't released with people like, is some part of a fan base being angry, maybe because it is the
But
first one.
It's the only one I'm aware of that it doesn't require any other knowledge.
Mhm.
And it's completely self-contained. Like, you could, like, as a kid, when I saw it the first time, I thought, oh, that's it. Like, they blew up the big bad Death Star at the end. Like, you could end that story there. Like, he was very smart to be like, well, it could be open-ended, but we're also going to end it here just in case this is it.
Mhm.
At Movies, thank you for the 50 bits. Hey, Doug and Rob, could the two of you act out the I am your father scene as Nicolas Cage and Christopher Walken?
Obi-Wan never told you what happened to your real father.
Oh, come on. He told me enough. He told me you killed him.
No. I am your father.
That's not true. That's impossible.
Oh, no, come on. Such your feelings. You know it to be true.
I want to see this
I'm
version.
going to take your face and your mask.
There's no escape. Don't let me destroy you.
Actually, that's kind of intimidating.
I want to cry. That was amazing. That was incredible.
Mordo Prime, exactly. Those were surprised cage noises.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That was a 10 out of 10 for both of you. You get an A+ in
Thanks.
improv. Did you all see really fast? This is not on topic. Did you all see that dream sequence movie that Nicolas Cage was in with?
Dream scenario. Yeah, I did.
Oh, it was.
I
He
haven't.
was so
I haven't
good. Oh,
Yeah,
it was.
I want to see that.
That's good. I liked it.
I liked it. Okay, continue.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Where do we put the episode where Luke saves the Mandalorian and Grogu from the Dark Troopers in the ranking system? Peak Luke Skywalker. Well, actually, if this went really fast, I did have a TV show, Star Wars TV show tier list, just in case we breezed through this. So maybe we'll get to the show list. We'll see.
Maybe.
Oh, I'm gonna make Heather cry because I can tell you Obi-Wan's gonna be at the very bottom.
Yeah.
I didn't hate Obi-Wan. I just think that people hated on it too much. I mean, I shouldn't say I didn't love Obi-Wan.
I was gonna say, like, I'm confused now.
No, yeah, sorry, I misspoke. I apologize.
How dare you?
I know. I'm a woman on the internet. I'm not allowed to make mistakes.
Never.
Sammy something, thank you for the 500 bits. It's not as good as Empire. I'm assuming they mean Return of the Jedi.
Okay.
Agreed.
Oh,
Oh, I was thinking of Family Guy, the Blue Harvest.
Oh,
What
you
can I
know,
say, Peter? It's
that's
not
the
as good as
Empire.
Empire.
Yeah.
I use that line all the time when I see a sequel that's not as good and people ask questions. I'm like, what can I say? It's not as good as the original.
Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits. One of my favorite Disney December quotes is when Doug said, "Everyone likes The Empire Strikes Back for different reasons." Well, actually, that's not true. They all like it for the same reason. It's darker.
I mean,
It
there's
is.
something to that.
Carl, thank you for the 100 bits. Dare/challenge. Malcolm as the devil say this quote from the Emperor. "I'm looking forward to completing your training. In time, you will call me master."
I'm looking forward to completing your training.
Oh,
In time, you will call me Master.
ooh, that gave me the shivers.
It's not even Thirsty Thursdays with Malcolm yet.
Oh
my
my
God. Just a fucking
got the
treat
vapors.
for us out of nowhere.
I do what I can here.
Say it again. Say it again.
Power Gamer, thank you for the 50 bits. Say what you want about Rise of Skywalker. That scene with Han and Kylo Ren in the Death Star ruins is one of the best moments in Star Wars history, and I will stand on that hill until my soul ceases to exist.
That's not bad. That's a decent moment.
It's all right.
Davey, thank you for the 50 bits. Do you consider making fanscription sequel to Ahsoka in Episode 3, where Leia is Palpatine's apprentice, a female Darth Vader, and Ahsoka in Obi-Wan's place? My favorite films are Episode 3, 5, 6, 7, and 9. Also, why did you all made Arian a siren? Oh, that was just an
Oh,
idea for
that's what-
fanscription.
Yeah, and that's Walter that does that, so we will run that idea by him.
Clemmer, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Rob and Doug, in honor of the Mandalorian, can you reenact the Darth Vader / Palpatine no scene as Jack Black and Christopher Lloyd?
What? Who wants to do who here?
Yeah, I don't know. Your Lloyd is probably better, so you can.
Okay. So am I doing Palpatine as Lloyd then? or-
Yeah, I get it. Hold on, Jack Black. I'm trying to think of the lines that so just Padme. Where is she?
Oh, I'm sorry, but I'm afraid in your rage, you killed her.
No, she was alive when I last saw her, man.
No, shit happens. I don't remember that scene that well, apart from the no.
Yeah, man. No. Like I don't know. I can only do it singing. I don't know if I can do it normally.
And now, young Skywalker, you will die.
Amazing. Great.
Skadoosh.
Skadoosh indeed.
Mortal pride.
All right. Shall we move into the just flaming hot space
OD!
of
I think,
the
I
sequels.
think we need to. Okay, we need to pick one group we want to piss off and make them all D or all S.
Listen, I'm just gonna go with my heart and my opinions. If you want to just vote based on pissing someone off, that's the choice that you could make. But I'm just gonna give my opinions.
No, with Force Awakens. I mean, it's funny because we don't have one in A yet. I mean, if we're going by that, I put it in A. I think it's good. I think it was a good sort of start, show, maybe foolish show of faith, but a show of faith that they can do a Star Wars movie competently, without
basically it was a proof of concept. It's like
Yeah.
it wasn't much original, but it was just to be like, hey, we can do this, and it's not hot garbage like a lot of the prequels. So.
And it's a good atmosphere, I find, in that movie. A lot of good visual storytelling. I kind of want to know the story behind a lot of those creatures and different worlds and stuff. And I kind of remember thinking that with the original Star Wars, too. So I liked it, even though there is a lot of repetition there. That does bother me a little bit. But it makes some choices, too, which I also really like, with some of the characters they kill off and everything. So, I dug it.
Okay. So Doug is an A. Rob, where are you?
God, fucking Revenge of the Sith.
Right?
I know you keep. I know you keep complaining about Phantom Menace. To me, it's Revenge of the Sith.
No.
Hey.
But if Phantom Menace was down one, Revenge of the Sith would be down one too. So it's still your fault.
No, it's not. Tamara's fault. I guess A, just because I don't want to rank it alongside Revenge of the Sith.
Okay. Malcolm?
Ooh. Yeah, I would give it a B, but it did really set up, it reignited energy into the franchise, and I like how it put the magic back into the Force.
It's got one of my favorite lightsaber battles, which is actually that one in the forest, because it was actually so raw and visceral for a change, and not just like some gorgeous ballet, which is fine. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with Duel of the Fates, but it was a nice, refreshing change of pace. I was like, I love this fight.
Right, because it was just kind of gritty, dirty. Because he's like a low-level stormtrooper. He doesn't really know what he's doing.
There was so much good setup, and it depresses me every time.
Yeah,
because that's part of the problem. Is in some respects, I want to rank it lower just because of what the series became.
Yeah,
but I'm like, well, do I punish this film for that? Because I'm like, boy, when I think back to what I thought when I first saw it, I'm like, oh, all the places you can go now.
Yeah.
Now that we got the fan service out of the way, they did it in this movie. We got our Death Star. Go whatever. Now we got 2 more films to go. And then just like Last Jedi's inconsistent. Rise of Skywalker. Well, we'll get to that.
I give it an A. It
Okay.
definitely got my hopes up. It got my hopes up.
A new hope, dare we say?
A new hope, yeah.
Okay. Tamara?
I mean, I love it. Look at my pork sweatshirt.
I believe that is Last Jedi. Thank you so much. Fake fan.
I loved it. I think that it made me so fucking excited when it came out. I was stoked about the new characters. I was stoked about just the ability for them to admit that the original 3 were the best, and let's just rehash it. Let's just do it again. I loved it, so I say S for sure.
S.
Oh.
Okay. Man, I didn't think this was a hot Star Wars take, but I put it in B.
Again, if
I
the
wouldn't be
others
mad about
weren't
it.
there, but yeah,
Really?
it
You don't
just
think it would be in the same level as Revenge of the Sith?
I
no.
was gonna
I
say.
think there's much more
I
confidence.
think it's a better
there's
movie than
much
Revenge
more.
of the Sith.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
they're-
think it's a
they're
better
competition.
movie than Revenge of the Sith, but I don't think it's egregious for it to be on the same grade level as Revenge of the Sith.
I think the atmosphere.
You have your opinion. I have mine.
Great.
I think the atmosphere in it is very, very strong. It gets your excitement up for what it could be.
I mean, I like it. A B is very good. I like it a lot.
Yeah. No, I thought for what it had to do, it did it pretty well.
Yeah.
Not quite S tier, but like I said, it did get me pretty excited, and I wanted to see where it was going to go. And like I said, I like kind of the visual storytelling in it. I wanted to know the story of like everything I came across in there, and I didn't get that in Revenge of the Sith. I didn't get like, oh, what's that character story? I didn't care about any of that.
No, it's more like let's just get to the part where he turns.
Yeah, exactly. Or show me more of the Emperor kind of thing. So I don't know. I like the world more in Force Awakens.
Okay, well, we had 3 A's, an S, and a B, so it's still in the A category anyway.
Hey.
Okay, are we all ready for Last Jedi?
Let me prepare my booze. This one's like Return of the Jedi, where there's like half the movie I really, really like, and half of it is awful. Like, so it's like, how do you freaking rank
Yeah,
this? Like,
I can't say the other half is
the
awful,
stuff
but
with Rey and Luke, I actually really
and
love.
Ren, yeah,
It's
And it
fantastic.
was the first time it was trying to freaking do something different. Like, but then like the whole Finn side of the story made no sense.
the ship chase.
The ship chase like was
silly.
really boring. Like all of that stuff on the side. So that to me is like the Ewok stuff in Jedi. It's like, well, how much do I punish this film? Even though there's things I really like.
Yeah. I'm somewhere in between an A or a B.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, it's maybe, yeah, it's A or B for me, but I don't know which one.
Okay, so we have both the walkers on the cusp of an A or a B. Tamara, Malcolm, either of you want to chime in here?
I threw it in B. I was getting kind of tired of what's his face?
Kylo Ren?
Yeah,
Finn.
yeah, Kylo. He was like, I don't know. I was like, is this gonna go anywhere? Like halfway through the movie, I'm like, is he gonna like be more? Same thing with Finn. I was like, is he gonna be more?
Yeah, no, that's Finn bothered me the most. Where it's just like, okay, well, it's like I want to run away, and then he has to learn that the Empire's bad and all of this. And I'm like, but we already. That was like he freaking wouldn't kill kids in the beginning of the last movie. He already knows that. It's like Johnson didn't even watch the first film.
And didn't he just confront that like he was like whatever, he was cowardly in the first one, then like he finally stood up for himself and then he wants to run away again.
Yeah,
no,
so I'm like, it's a
the problem
B
is
for me.
there's an A, B, and C plot, and the A plot is actually really good, and the B and C plots suck.
Yeah.
So for me, there's an S, S, and B plot. I feel like the casino shit is so lame. There's so much that just fucking like, what are we doing on this horse planet? What is going on? But my God, when it shines, it shines. I love so much of this movie, and people are gonna hate me for this, but it's just an S for me. I absolutely fucking love this movie.
Oh, yeah, Tamara!
Yeah. Star Wars.
I have been holding my tongue because I freaking love Last Jedi. Unironically.
I love
it.
I love it. I went and saw it 3 times in theaters.
I love parts of it. But that's my problem is Jedi, like Return of the Jedi is so high, and to me it's like that film. But that film I would have put more in like a B or an A category.
See, yeah, but and that's the thing. I get really annoyed when people are like, oh, well, like the whole casino planet. Meh, 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 meh. Like I don't think the worst of Last Jedi is any worse than the worst of Return of the Jedi. You know what I mean? Like, so if you're still gonna tell me that Return of the Jedi is an S tier film, when The Last Jedi did some very similar things in terms of like subplots,
I agree with you, but that's a problem. I wouldn't
innovated and did things that we had never seen before in Star Wars, plus some of the cinematography was really great.
Yeah, I agree.
it was beautiful. Also, can I just say that it had similar vibes? I said this when we were watching it, but when we watched the first Superman together, and spoilers, sorry, but he reverses time and runs so fast that he goes back in time. It had the same goofy fucking energy as Leia just shooting through fucking space. And like, I love that shit.
Yeah, I couldn't do that. That was a little. I liked the idea, but the way they execute, I'm like, okay, this is really
cheesy as
funny,
fuck.
It was
But like,
so cheesy.
I loved it.
Yeah. I mean, that said, I'm still an A. I'm not like S tier with it. It's still an A for me. But I
would throw it where
die
I would
on the
put
hill of
Jedi,
Last
which
Jedi.
is B or an A.
So it's A for me. Tamara, it's S for you.
It's S for me.
Malcolm,
Yep.
it's B for you. And then Doug and Rob, did we ever figure out where you're falling here?
Man, it's so rough. I think it's better than Revenge of the Sith. I'll put it in A.
I'll go A. But
Yeah,
that's because
let's go.
Sith is so high there.
Let's put it in A, baby!
The risks it took, I think, kind of equal out to like Force Awakens. Like for the faults, Force Awakens faults aren't that bad, but like it doesn't.
But there were no risks.
I mean, there's one or two, but not as many as I feel like Last Jedi did, and how far it went, and the new ideas I thought introduced with like what the Force can do and stuff. I thought.
I mean, when we think back to it, the biggest risk apparently was like, oh my god, a black stormtrooper. I remember that was somehow like.
No, I thought killing. I thought killing Solo was kind of a biggie.
I don't know. I saw that coming a mile away.
I saw it coming, but that's still. But Star Wars, we're talking about. I mean, they're like, look what
I don't know. I guess
like they get upset over that. So
when I heard Lawrence Kasdan was there and Harrison Ford was coming back, I'm like, I knew exactly what they were going to do because it's what they wanted to do in Jedi.
Yeah,
so.
No, I agree. I could see it coming too. But
so to me, that wasn't a surprise or even a risk. It's just like, oh, I could see this coming. Like from the beginning of the movie, I'm like, dead.
I put out a Tamara just saw of this, and I didn't know that people hated it. And I went on and was just like, I fucking loved this, you guys. This was incredible. My favorite thing ever. And la 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 la. And the downvotes that I got, people hated me.
How dare
after
you have
that.
an opinion?
I didn't
mad
know
at
people
me.
would hate it. I did have a feeling some people wouldn't like it. It wasn't for the stuff I thought though. I didn't think it'd be for like the Luke stuff and everything. I thought like to me, I'm like, that's really, really solid.
No, that's what blows my mind. The
Agreed.
initial stuff that got all the hate was the Luke stuff. But
yeah,
when
like
you
the
really
actual
look-
good stuff.
When you look, yeah, the stuff that's actually good. When you look at the movie, like objectively, it's like that's the best part of the movie. It's the other stuff on the side that's terrible, and nobody was focusing on that except maybe the space horse scene.
The space horsies.
Y'all just aren't horse girls enough.
Oh, and the fact that Holdo had purple hair, like, oh my god, I'm like, really? That's that whole side story made no sense. The fact that she has purple hair has nothing to do with this.
See, my bigger thing is I forgot her name is Holdo.
Yeah.
Amazing. Fantastic.
Is that Laura Dern too?
Yeah, that was Laura Dern's
Not
character.
since Dooku would you be, oh, what a dignified name, Holdo. General Holdo.
All right, that brings us to the last of the Skywalker saga, episode 9.
Okay,
honestly blow it up. Can we just not even put it on the list altogether? Like we're not even going to acknowledge that happened. That's a hard F.
I mean, to me, it's a toss-up between that and Attack of the Clones. It's like the worst one.
Yeah, I flip-flop. I can't decide which I hate more.
It is
It's
so
worthless. Utterly worthless movie.
I mean, it's one of those by committee. It feels like a by committee movie. It feels like it's trying to make all the fans happy, which is a huge mistake. You can never make Star Wars fans happy. So don't even try it.
Yeah.
And
Star Wars fans can't make themselves happy.
yeah. So again, every Star Wars movie that came out had backlash, except for the first one. So I mean, they should have known that. They should have just tried to tell a good story, and they didn't.
And you know why the first one didn't have a backlash? There wasn't a Star Wars fandom.
Yeah, exactly. Star Wars wasn't a thing yet. Somebody brought up the Han Solo scene. That's not bad. Man, I feel like there was something else. I can't remember what it was.
I can't think of a single thing.
The twist, quote unquote twist with Rey would be fine if they knew that going in. If you set that up,
it was never fine. It was dumb always, and it's even dumber now.
No, if you're really gonna do that and you had that as a plan, you could make that work somehow. But like just throwing it in.
Well, they're trying. They're basically reverse engineering and trying to go through the TV shows and be like, see, it's all here. And I'm like, now I'm even more bored with the TV shows because I hated this idea to begin with. No, talkative Carl put it as the dead speak. Really, yeah, that's how I knew we were in trouble. It's the only Star Wars movie where the literal first sentence, I'm like, we're done already. This is really bad. Since this started, I was like, just don't let
Rey and Kylo kiss. Just don't let them kiss. I just want their relationship to be this holy relationship where they do not kiss because they shouldn't. They shouldn't kiss, and they fucking kissed. That made me so mad. I didn't want them to kiss. Why
Nobody
did they have to
did.
kiss?
Like,
Why?
who was asking for
Who
that?
wanted that? They didn't need to fucking kiss. It made me so upset.
Mhm.
So I think that this I didn't like this one. It's a B for me.
I didn't like this. B. That's such a fair score.
I love Star Wars so much.
Wait. You say you're a Star Wars fan and you like Star Wars? What the hell's wrong with you? Call yourself a fan, you like Star Wars, and you're a Star Wars fan? Those don't go. Those do not go, Tamara. My God.
So yeah, I don't think I actually saw this one.
You didn't see
Oh,
it.
did you miss?
Yeah, I missed this one, and they kiss.
You lucked out.
They fucking kiss.
Yeah, they
They-
kiss at the end.
Oh, that's
Continue the Star Wars tradition of uncomfortable kisses.
Sister kisses.
Because they felt like siblings. They felt like they were almost family. And when that happens, it's like, what?
yeah.
Actually, what makes me laugh about the kiss in Empire is that you watch it the first time, there's nothing uncomfortable about it. It's actually hilarious. It's only after he came up with the idea in Return of the Jedi, mind you, that they're brother and sister.
No,
that we
but he
look
says
back
there
on
was
it and
another
like,
at Empire. He had an idea.
No, he didn't. He came
And
up
they
with
just
that.
say,
Like,
just say it.
they wanted.
But now he's got to live with it.
They wanted to give the whole reason they did that is they wanted you to think that like, oh, maybe Luke's not going to make it back. You know, it wasn't the fact that there's a sibling. Like, he came up with that in Return of the Jedi. So it's like, whenever I watch it, it's like, boy, this scene used to be really funny if you saw it the first time. And now it's just like, ugh.
I mean, I would put this solidly in D. This is literally the only Star Wars movie I've never rewatched. I
If you
saw it
could
once in the
get-
theaters and I was like, nope, don't need to do that again. Okay.
If you could get a shovel or one of those characters on the poster with a lightsaber to dig lower than D and let it sink further, that's how much I hate this movie.
Okay, so
I had heard. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. No, you go ahead.
I was saying I had heard so much about it being so bad. I just didn't bother seeing it. I think, like, I was waiting, but yeah,
Okay.
I missed it.
Okay. So, Rob, you're D. Doug, you are also
Yeah.
C or D?
Oh, D.
D. Okay, I'm D. Tamara's B because that is hate for Tamara. No.
Well,
Star
you know
Wars
what?
hate.
I'll point out something. Like, we were talking about Last Jedi, and there's so many things that a lot of people seem to agree. It's like, well, this was cool, this was not. Like, it somehow managed to take anything some people thought were cool in Last Jedi and just completely wreck it. Like, anything Last Jedi was setting up that it was actually doing right in its very mixed bag, like, the film completely trashes it, along with everything else.
You know what?
So-
And I will give a little leeway here to everyone now putting Phantom Menace in C there.
Thank you.
Because at the very least, Santa, as bad as it is, Phantom Menace does have a vision. It's one guy trying to tell a story. Nobody said no to anything, and it's awful, but it is pure. You know, like the ones below it do not feel pure. They just feel so phony, so soulless, so lifeless. It's just so the opposite of like what Star Wars is at its best. You know what I
I
mean?
have to say, there's a fun, childlike, dumb fun to Phantom Menace that, like, like just enough of it where I'm like, yeah, I'll give it a little bit of a bump.
Okay, cool, great, awesome. That
I saw that, Tamara.
yeah, I think Tamara and I both saw that comment in chat and just could not help ourselves. Stan just comes into chat, boomer tier list.
Time chatter. Boomer tier list. I fucking loved that. Stop. Welcome in. Fucking
Okay.
boomers.
I think before we do Solo and Rogue One here, and even before we read these bit messages, because we got quite a few because people have some opinions about the sequels here. So we do have quite a few bit messages to read. Before we do that, though, let's spin the wheel of giveaways and do this giveaway.
Wheel of morality. Turn,
Okay,
turn, turn.
let's spin and see what is selected here for our giveaway.
Can we make that noise like Price is Right?
Stickers! It did make a clicker noise. All right,
Nice.
so whoever wins this giveaway is gonna get some Nostalgia Critic stickers. There's a Hyper. There's
For a
a
second, I thought you said
Nostalgia
Uggs.
Critic.
Aww.
Amazing. Okay.
All designed by Iona Wade.
Yes.
Cast
Yes.
members.
I love it.
All right, let me get to the giveaway
Here, I'll
section
be
in the
right
bot.
back.
Okay.
I love stickers. Goddamn.
They're great, aren't they?
Man, I love a sticker.
All right, when I start it, it's going to say whatever the wheel has chosen because I didn't want to have to reprogram this every week. So I'm going to go ahead and do the start. So you have 15 minutes right now to type !giveaway or raffle. Sorry, it's raffle. I almost said the wrong thing. I'm sorry. !raffle in the chat. Subscribers, you get an extra bonus 2 tickets for a little bit of extra luck for subscribers. This is going on for 15 minutes, okay? So we won't know the winner for another 15 minutes to give people a chance to come in and see what's going on here and enter the raffle. So just keep that in mind. There are still 14 minutes left before we are going to, end this and pick a winner. So good luck, everyone.
What do you guys put stickers on?
I put it on my fridge in the in my office.
Okay.
Whenever someone gives me a sticker, I get a sticker. I always throw them on there.
I put it on my forehead.
I
Okay.
hate stickers. I put them in a folder and I just look at them every now and then, but I hate stickers. I don't like sticky textures.
Okay.
So good luck weighing those stickers, everybody. Heather hates them.
Got some
They
issues
look
there,
great,
Heather.
but I don't stick them on anything because then they just get weird and degrading and
Sure.
I hate it.
So congrats, whoever wins those.
I just got a sticker that is a lizard with his mouth wide open, and he's in a wizard hat, and it says "Lizard Wizard," and it's amazing.
It's your everything.
It's my everything. I love it.
At Movies, thank you for the 50 bits. And man, this is what we actually probably need Malcolm for, actually. We'll come back to this one because they even said Malcolm should go first, and they are correct. We'll wait for Malcolm on this one. Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. I wonder if someday you guys can rank Star Wars characters, because Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon would be S tier. I have never thought about doing.
Ugh. There's so
character
many
ranks.
characters. I don't know
I
how we would
love
do that.
That would be so
Qui-Gon-
much fun.
Qui-Gon's kind of weak.
Yeah, I don't like Qui-Gon.
He never did much for me.
You know what? Maybe we should do characters because we're already doing it.
Right?
I would love to do that.
Bernsey, thank you for the 69 bits. I got the reference of Luke brushing off his shoulder in the movie where he dies.
Yeah, I thought that was cool.
Hung Bunny, thank you for the 100 bits. You should do a Tarantino tier list, Lord.
Could be some.
There could be something.
Tough. There's a lot of them I like kind of equally.
Mm-hmm. At Movies, thank you for the 50 bits. A Nicolas Cage movie tier list, anybody? There's just so many.
Again, there's too damn many.
Yeah,
Over 200.
there's so many.
That's right.
Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits. What do you think of the Christmas lightsaber episode of Rick and Morty? I love when Keith David's president talks about the Star Wars sequel trilogy and states, half pretend to be satisfied, half shit on them, and in the end, no one's happy.
Yeah, is that the one they dropped the lightsaber? Dad just keeps going to the Earth's core. That was pretty funny.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. I give Kylo this. The struggle between good and evil, but he wants to commit to the dark side, but the light side keeps pulling him. It was the reverse of Anakin.
Yeah, there was something there. Again, they were really playing with
Which
that.
again, they flushed down the toilet in Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 50 bits. Oh, Instagram is going to have a field day when you guys post this tier list and see Last Jedi in A.
Or just anything other than D, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Big Mac, thank you for the 100 bits. Rise of Skywalker sucks, but for me, there's something really funny about just how desperate it is.
I can
It
see
is
that.
very desperate.
Everyone's gonna have their own thing that kind of makes them laugh, and I think for some, just the desperate need to please in a movie.
Somehow
not
Palpatine
working.
survived. Like even the lines are desperate. They fly out. They fly out.
Bernsey, thank you for the 69 bits. Luke and Leia smooching? Okay. Kylo and Rey locking lips? What?
I didn't say that Luke and Leia kissing was okay. I just said I didn't want Kylo to kiss Rey.
Yeah.
Because you think they would learn.
Mhm.
They were such good characters on their own. They didn't need to be romantically entwined.
Yes.
Right.
The only characters in Star Wars I ever believe are actually in love with each other are Han and Leia.
All I
That's
can
it.
think of is
Mhm.
Family Guy. Like, kissed your sister. I'm from Alderaan. It's like West Virginia of the galaxy.
Malcolm, you're back. So we're gonna go back
Yeah.
down to a question that someone had that
Oh.
I think is best suited for you.
Oh.
At movies, or at least your insight would be very helpful, is maybe the better way to put it. At movies, thank you
Oh.
for the 50 bits. How would you guys say the whole franchise is with racial diversity? Malcolm should go first on this one. That's what they said.
I mean, it's all right. It's pretty decent. It's okay. It got better through the years, but it's still kind of lacking. I want to say that well, yeah, like Rogue One probably had like some of the most diversity we've seen so far.
Hmm.
But yeah, I think it's okay.
Well, are we including?
I don't know what you're talking about. There's green aliens, orange aliens.
Green.
Everywhere.
I mean, I can probably count like
I mean, are we including the shows too? I mean, that's the thing. We just talking
Oh,
about
are
the
we
whole
including the
franchise. I mean, like,
'Cause
I
we're
guess
just
it's
talking
goes
about the
along
movies.
that.
Yeah, the
thing.
shows
There's
I
like
think did a the
6
shows I think
black
did a
people
better
in
job.
space. It's like,
Yeah,
Pretty much.
only 6 black people. Yeah, like
Hey, with the original trilogy, there was just one.
there's the one. And he
Well,
was
and
one
he
and a half
betrayed the
if you
main
count James Earl
character.
Jones.
right, it's just like they need to. I mean, just like with most of the entertainment industry, we need more. We just need more.
I don't think it's that far-fetched either. Like, I know sometimes people cry about like forced diversity, but it's like, I think it's a little bit more far-fetched that there would not be more black people in space.
Right.
They
There's clearly tons
exist.
of aliens and stuff. Yeah.
I don't
I
think
mean, I
it's
feel- I-
far-fetched.
I mean, it's
feel
a
like as
galaxy
they go along-
far, far away. Maybe this is making it out there. Who knows?
So far. How can they make it that far?
It's a long way to go. I would have just stayed home. That's
Talking of Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. I would have forgiven everything with Rise of Skywalker if when Rey hears the voice of the past Jedi, you actually see their spirits. It would have been so epic, but they didn't fully commit, and to wrap it up with that awkward kiss was so dumb.
Wow,
I
I
mean, that
can't.
would-
I still
I
can't
mean,
believe
if
it.
you want a scene like that, that would have required a plan.
Yeah, I was gonna say that would have saved anything for me personally, but you know, fair enough.
Wow, like I don't think I want to see this movie.
It's bad. It's like bad.
I will say this, Malcolm. You may want to see it once, just because it is like fascinatingly awful. It is a train wreck where you watch it.
It's
just
fascinatingly desperate.
I'm like, you're like, how could anybody have greenlit any of this? Like, what? Like it kind of your jaw just will drop.
Carl, thank you for the 100 bits. I got free tickets for episode 9. I walked out not even halfway through. I couldn't watch it to the end because all I wanted was to complain about all the fails and wrongs in it. Episode 8 broke a lot of things, but it was all executed too poorly in the end.
Yeah, well, you are a true Star Wars fan. No. I mean, yeah, I would have finished it. I was thinking if I didn't have to review it, would I finish it? Yeah, I would have. I'd be too curious what happens.
Cameron Blythe, thank you for the 50 bits. Rise of Skywalker is the worst D tier, but for me, Revenge of the Sith is an S.
A lot of people really like that one.
Honest Reviewer, thank you for the 100 bits. Rise of Skywalker, not only Star Wars' attempt at being a Marvel film, but who Palpatine's resurrection was such a plot hole that the current shows are trying their damnedest to fill it up. They sure are. Mandalorian and
that
Bad Batch are
so-
trying so hard to retcon
I hate
all of
that
it.
I was
So
gonna say
much.
I didn't even remember.
So
I didn't,
bored by that.
I didn't even remember them trying it in Man. Oh wait, I guess with the
Yeah, no,
I
the
guess the
cloning,
clone
like,
things.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
I
started
guess
like,
a little
oh, there's
bit.
some clone thing going. I'm like, and that's when I started to lose it with
forgot about
Mandalorian,
that.
where I'm like, wow,
Yeah,
talk
me
about a
too.
show that started great, And I'm just like, ugh.
It's not a very meh, yeah.
I am gonna once again point out that we do have a giveaway going on right now! ! Raffle in the chat to win some stickers, some channel awesome stickers. I see we have 46 people who have entered the raffle and 120 people in chat, so over half of you are not trying to win some cool stickers.
Fuck, chat.
Stickers that Heather
Right.
hates. Heather hates stickers. Walter hates fun, but Heather hates stickers,
She
which
does.
is kind of worse than hating fun. So,
Sure.
to spite Heather.
I don't hate sticker
Vote.
designs. I just will not stick stickers on things. I will put them in a little, like a card binder, so I can look at them. But I
So
won't stick them on
Boring
things.
sticker fan in the
Do you
world.
just get like PTSD or get triggered when you have to like put the little sticker on the license plate in Illinois? Like,
I
or
do
you
hate
have-
it. I do hate it. I do hate it. Birdsy, thank you for the 69 bits. Here's hoping Heather can get through all the bit messages in 15 minutes. I mean, we're doing it so far, but that was also 10 minutes ago. Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Which kiss was more awkward, Rey Kylo or Rose Finn?
Ray Kylo.
Ray Kylo.
Yeah, Rose Finn was also pretty awkward though. Heather, you had the best line. We worked into the review. Half my was a first grade play kiss, something like that. I was
Something
just
like that.
That was exactly what it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Birdsy, thank you for the 69 bits. Han and Chewie, the love that dare not speak its name.
It has a name.
I don't care what you smell. Get down there.
oh.
I mean, we saw what his grandpa jerks off to.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 50 bits. Rob, what was your opinion on the Acolyte trailer?
Honestly, I haven't seen it yet. I haven't watched the Acolyte trailer, so couldn't tell you.
Burnsy, thank you for the 69 bits. Worse, Star Wars Episode 9 or Season 8 of Game of Thrones?
Cool.
9. I'll say 9.
They both do kind of the same thing, or they just flush all the good
The
moments.
last season of Game of Thrones is one of my favorite episodes. So before the big fight with the Ice Walkers and stuff, I love that episode. I think it's a great episode.
Cool. Awesome. Okay, and that actually did get us up to all the bit messages, but I'm a little
Hey.
hesitant for us to start doing the next movie because we only have, what is this, 3 minutes left on the giveaway. We only have
We can talk about how much we hate Rise of Skywalker more. I mean,
I
we
can
can
go on all
more
day.
minutes.
I'm actually working on a book. It's 500 pages so far.
Amazing. Amazing. Amazing.
called Rise of. This movie sucks.
Malcolm, as much mad shit as we're talking about episode 9, if you're a Star Wars fan, I do think it is still worth seeing, honestly.
Okay. Because
It-
like I was
Okay.
just so checked out by the end of Last Jedi, was it?
Yeah.
Okay, one
Yeah,
thing you
that's
will
what-
not be is checked out. You will be so checked in to the batshit insanity you're witnessing that, like, Doug and I, when we saw it, I'm like, we couldn't look away. It's like, oh my god.
You know, I will say this because I was thinking, which one do I dislike more, Attack of the Clones or Rise of Skywalker? And I did, because I did answer my own question there. I would stay till the end of Rise of Skywalker. I would want to know what happens, where I wouldn't care with Attack of the Clones. I didn't even want to see. I originally skipped it, but again, we had a friend from out of town, so it's like, and he wanted to see it. It's like, all right, let's
Yeah,
go
but it
see
was
it. Like,
we
I
had so
don't
much
sure.
fun ripping that movie to shreds, though. Like,
Yeah, no, that's true.
Okay.
we were
Alright.
pretty much in an empty theater because it was like weeks and weeks later.
I do at some point, I can't remember, maybe within the first 20 minutes, I can't remember during Rise of Skywalker leaning over to you, Rob, and just being like, this is bad, right? Like,
It's like I'm not
You're
imagining.
bad.
so confused. You look like a lost puppy. Like you're like looking for your parent. Just like, what's going on? What is this bad? Somebody tell me. Is this bad?
Yeah, I just gotta brace myself for that kiss, because man, that's disappointing.
It's pretty lame.
Oh,
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 50 bits. I'm writing an entire Guinness World Record book for all the record-breaking levels of bad Rise of Skywalker is. Don't die
Yeah,
on
and
us.
maybe that's the thing with Attack of the Clone. too, is that it was so boring. And Rise of Skywalker actually is boring a lot of times, but not as boring as Attack of the Clones. That's always the biggest sin I think any bad movie can commit, is being boring. And Phantom Menace is
What
lame and
Rise
bad, but
did
it's not
do
that
that
bad.
I really hated is it is a very, very visually uninteresting movie.
Yeah.
I will
like-
honestly say Attack of the Clones is a much better looking film than Rise of Skywalker is. Or at least visually, as I'm looking at things, now anytime they open their mouths, it's trash. But like visually, it's more interesting looking. Like Rise of Sky, it was like gray color tones, gray that like it was just ugly,
That's what
like
made it
most of the whole way
interesting,
through. Yeah.
Yeah, it's still hard to believe the guy who did Force Awakens did that movie too. Like, that is so bizarre to me. They just seem like two completely different films. But he always has to mess up the ending, so I guess it makes sense.
Carl, thank you for the 100 bits. For Doug, that brown door is so whimsical. It is whimsical, isn't it? Brown door? Brown door! Brown door! Brown door! This movie sucks.
Man, what is that? It sounds familiar. I remember those beats, but I can't
one
remember
moment.
what review was from. Oh, you gotta look it up.
No, I know what it is. They
Oh,
told me.
I thought he's like, no, don't let me know. I'm gonna like go and look it up. Like Malcolm actually like cut out so he can look it up. So let him do his quest. 'Cause that's clearly what he's doing.
It's from the animated Grinch movie.
Thank you.
Review, rather.
Gotcha.
At Movies, thank you for the 50 bits. I think we can all agree the only truly stable couple in the franchise is the two nameless women from episode 9 that had no lines.
Well,
That's just these web. I think Red Letter Media was they call it a passive progressive, which
Passive
is
progressive.
yeah. Where it's
Oh,
just like,
that's
oh,
right in the back.
yeah, like because like ooh look, two lesbians way in the background kissing. You're like, oh wow, we're real progressive now, boys. Look out, like you know. It's
I
like the
forgot-
mouse just wants to do a wink and a nod, but like real progressive, like that's something Disney ain't.
Mhm.
it's just like in any Disney movie when it's like, and it's the first gay character, and it's just somebody who says one sassy line. They're like, it's so progressive.
Oh yeah. Meanwhile, it's like Robin Hood. It's like no, Hiss and King John are the first gay characters.
Yeah,
Hell
come on.
yeah.
First gay married couple in a Disney movie, Hiss and King John.
Matt,
Prince John.
Matt and Muffin Hawk, thank you for the 100 bits. Who do you think gave the best acting in Banshees of Inisherin?
Everyone but the dog, definitely. That movie was so sad. It is upsettingly sad.
I love that.
I laughed
too.
my ass off.
Yeah.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah, but it is crazy. We watched it. It was on St. Patrick's Day. It was the week before St. Patrick's Day. We had to watch it instead of the Oscars. I said let's watch what the Oscars probably wouldn't award.
Actually, it was nominated.
Yeah, but didn't award anything. Actually, I don't know. They could have. I didn't watch that year either. But yeah, and I just said, look, as long as you go in knowing it's a dark comedy, it's great. My wife went in knowing that, and she was really invested the whole way through. And by the end, she was like, "Oh no, not that!" And then she's laughing, having a good time, and then just by the end, she says, "That was awful. That was the most miserable thing I've ever seen. I hate
The
it."
problem with dark comedies is it's like a taste in coffee. Like everybody likes their own blend.
How
and,
much
like
bitter can you take?
mine is like
I'm back.
Turkish black coffee, unsweetened, no cream, nothing. I like it dark and bitter.
Yeah, I like it.
I
mean,
love that.
dark, harsh. Yeah.
I thought it was hilarious.
Me
Yeah.
too. It's such a fucking good movie. They did such a good job with it. It leaves such a bitter taste in your mouth, but in the best way.
Wait, which
Yeah.
one?
Banshees of
Banshees.
Inisherin. But it's so
Oh,
funny. I mean,
Fucking
it's so
funny.
mean. It is so mean, but it's so sad. You're right, but it's so funny.
You relate
Thanks for
to
looking after my
everyone.
dog. Don't mention it.
You relate to literally every character. It's just so fucking good. God.
Great final line too. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Hmm.
I think we might be ready to pick a winner here
All
for the
right.
raffle. For the stickers. All right. Here we go. Picking a winner. It is CM Sully!
Hey!
Let's go,
Hey,
CM
congrats.
Sully!
Woo. Yay.
Wait, what? Indeed. Waveflow is going to get in touch with you. Waveflow will organize that. But
The
congratulations.
wave must flow.
Wave flow, see you in the DMs. Heck yeah.
See you at the
Congratulations, you got the stickers Heather hates.
I don't
Heather hates
hate these
stickers. Heather hates
stickers. These stickers are beautiful, and Ayana Wade did a fantastic job
Do
on
us a
them.
favor and take a
I
picture of
have
you,
them
like, just-
in my sticker binder. I just will not be doing things.
But you won't let them do what they were born to do.
I won't. It makes me physically ill to look at some people's water
my
bottles that
God.
have stickers all over them. Like,
Anti-stickite.
that is a tactile nightmare for me. How does that feel? It's gotta be terrible. Why have your stickers, they're moist. They're
The Bible
moist
something
and
over there.
sticky? A nightmare. I'm gonna be ill.
Stick it to him, Heather.
I
I
love
just-
that.
I just need to set the record straight on that. Anyway, we have 2 more movies, guys. Solo.
All right.
Let's
Oh, well,
start
that's
with
easy.
Solo.
If that's not a D, it's a C.
I put it
Yeah.
right in D.
I put it above. I can't say it's the worst. There's some effort put in.
Is there though? Is there?
There's a little bit. I think he did a good job as Solo. I bought it.
I mean, he's not bad, and I like Lando as well. But the movie, it's like I can't remember a single damn thing about that movie, and I can honestly remember more about Rise of Skywalker and Attack of the Clones.
I remember just I mean, I guess you could say again, like it's kind of soulless and everything, but I don't know. I feel like I want to know I would watch it until the end. I wouldn't leave in the middle of it. So that would, I guess, put in the C category for me.
I'm gonna go D.
Okay. D for Rob. Doug, your C.
Yeah.
Okay. Malcolm.
That movie was just really boring for me. Bonus points for getting, good old Donald Glover in
We
there.
love a Donald
was
Glover
awesome.
moment.
Yeah. That almost makes me want to give it a C.
But you're gonna keep it in D.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it a D because I don't know, the script was just like nothing interesting was really happening.
If the movie had anything, Donald Glover could have carried it up to a C. It's just like the movie's just that bad, where it's like, boy, not even he could save this.
Yeah.
Tamra.
It very much felt like reading an extended universe book. Like I used to read all the Star Wars books in high school. Like it just felt like a random extended universe book that they grabbed and were like, let's make this one into a movie. And it just didn't need to be a movie. It was so pointless. I didn't enjoy it. B.
Those are my favorite Tamra moments.
Somebody viewed her.
I'm so confused. Wait.
I love Star Wars. I love anything Star Wars.
Fair.
I think I would put it in C. I think I lean more towards C than D for it. I mean, I agree that it's kind of bland. It's almost like I don't understand how it was so bland because honestly, the cast is good.
Yeah.
You got Donald Glover, Amelia Clark's in there, Woody Harrelson's in there.
You fire your 2 creators. You hire Ron Howard, who is generally he's got some good stuff he's done, but also a very boring filmmaker. Like a lot of his stuff, it's like in shots, just all the lighting's bland, and then just too many cooks in the kitchen, and then through the studio homogenizer, and then shove it out. That's how it happens.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just it was not that exciting, but just almost. I don't know how that happened because the cast is good. I mean, we do know how that happened. Like you just said, it just went through the glossification process where they stripped anything good out of it and plopped out what they thought was going to be a successful movie without actually worrying about the characters or the world building or anything like that. All right, so we've got 2 Ds, 2 Cs, and a B. Shall we actually do our first chat vote on this one?
I think we should.
You know?
Yeah, let's
You
see the
know?
chat thing.
Let's
Yeah,
put a
okay.
poll out there for chat. Okay, I'm gonna put it up in the chat. Okay, don't just type something in chat. I'm putting a poll up. Okay, Solo, where does it belong? I'm just gonna give you the option of D or C. I'm sorry, Tamra.
No, I knew, and I understand completely.
I'm only gonna do this one for 3 minutes. It is right above you in chat. It's in
I just
chat.
solo?
Don't just type it. Yeah, the current poll is just solo. Don't just type it. Make a selection above the chat. In the above
Sounds like
drop
Zoidberg.
down.
Why not Solo?
But we found out how he got his name. Wasn't everyone like? I mean, I like the character, but how did he get that name? There has to be a story.
Also, the
An
Imperial
interesting
March
story.
being an actual tune they play during that.
Yeah,
somehow
so weird.
that I'm like, I don't like that. That didn't feel right. It was too weird.
See, I'm Sully. I vote for chaos. Let the wheel choose. Just put it all on the wheel. Let the wheel choose. That'd be true chaos. Honestly.
I just like that. I like that phrase. I vote for chaos.
Yeah.
I just love that.
It's just Tamra all the time voting for chaos. No, I'm just kidding. I love you, Tamra. I'm sorry.
Well, if there was
24/7.
chaos, there would be no voting.
Oh, that's true. That's true. I mean, C is winning so far. So, chat, if you don't want to see that, remember to vote above. Sometimes people get mad. They're like, I didn't even see it. I'm telling you, look at the top of your chat. Drop it down, okay? That's what I'm telling you right now. Right now. While we wait for some of those to get in, I guess we can look at some of these bit messages here too. Honest reviewer, thank you for the 50 bits. Anyone seen High Ground Countered by Blunt Brothers? There's a part where they mocked another plot hole Rise of Skywalker made up.
I mean, do we need more? I mean, it's like making fun of a bad performance in The Room. It's like, yeah, we know. No, I haven't seen it though.
Carl, thank you for the 100 bits. You can't go wrong with Wilkins coffee, casually holding a knife towards everyone's throat.
Now that's dark coffee.
My kind of comedy.
That's a cold brew.
Meta Muffin Hawk, thank you for the 100 bits. What are your thoughts on American Fiction? My thoughts on it was basically Doug's original thoughts on Barbie.
I just saw it. I liked it. It's a good movie. I feel like some of the stuff they're bringing up it's still around, but it's a touch dated because I said a lot of this was more prominent maybe 20, 25 years ago, and it was written 20 to 25 years ago. So a lot of that is still around, but there's other things too they're not referencing that's going on right now that also can be a problem, if that makes sense. I think there should have been more updates around it. But with that said, the characters were good. The idea is very, very funny. I like the ending of it and everything. But I dug it okay. You're talking about Barbie. I don't like stuff that says we shouldn't pander and talk down to people as it's pandering and talking down to people. That kind of bothers me. But the stuff that's good in it is very, very good.
All right, the chat has voted. The chat has decided. Solo goes in C. Thank you, chat.
I mean, that looks right, having it next to Phantom Menace. I don't know. That feels appropriate.
Yeah.
All right, last but not least, Rogue One, everybody.
No.
Fight!
That's another rough one because like that movie is a slow burn where it's like the last half of that makes up for a lot. And the last 10 minutes really makes up for a hell of a lot.
Yeah, I agree. I probably put like B category. It's you're right. It starts off really rough and not that great, but it does get better and better as it goes along. And by the end, I'm just like, woof! I'm glad I got all the way through that. So I dug it enough. I think it works. I give it a B.
Okay, beef.
I could almost. Man. Well, somebody said C or D, anything higher, and you're the worst type of Star Wars fan. I'm gonna go A.
Okay.
You're just doing that out of spite.
Potentially, but I don't know. It's rough. Because I'm like, do I think it's better than Revenge of the Sith? And I'm like, boy, there's certain moments where I think it's definitely stronger. Like.
Okay. Malcolm?
Oh man. Could I take a look at this tier list again? Could you scroll up a little?
Oh yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, that does play a part. You know what? Either way, I feel like I would still put it at a B. No matter, it's just a solid middle of the road movie.
I put it in A. I put it in A because it's so. It's definitely, it feels different. It has a different energy in there. It's like the flip side of what the Star Wars um vibe is, what we're used to experiencing in terms of its themes and whatnot. It definitely felt darker. Like it just felt so desolate but triumphant. Like they were very defiant in what they were doing.
There was a lot of
Even
real, like there
rebellious.
was a lot of real sets
Yeah.
too. It was the first Star Wars thing I had seen in a while where I'm like, this feels nice and gritty and dirty again.
You
Yeah.
feel like you're really there. I think that's
Yeah,
the best thing about it, is that it's the first Star Wars film where I'm like, man, I feel like I'm really there looking at all this stuff.
It is
That
also-
guy's very good at getting shots like that.
I hate to say it, I'm just a sucker for this movie. It's just like, it was just one of the few times with the fan service pandering of like, hey, let's use a bunch of like old footage of like the guys from A New Hope and CG them into the, cockpits of the X-Wing. And so this is like that original. I'm like, all right, that worked for me. I'm like, I really enjoy being back in that New Hope universe at around this time again.
Totally worth having CG Leia and CG Peter
so this
Cushing
is-
coming
well,
back.
and that tells you how bad they were. I like completely forgot about them, which means that like my memory just wiped them out. Oh man, they were.
I
really
liked
terrible.
seeing Donnie Yen in there. I'm a Donnie Yen fan for you martial arts movies heads. Yeah.
Breaking news, everyone. Walter is in the chat.
Uh-oh.
Walter just gave us his rankings. Walter
Hey.
just gave us his rankings and then said bye and smoke bombed out of here.
I like he has B minus, B plus, like he has like plus and minus and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah. So Walter says New Hope S, Empire S, Return of the Jedi A for the Luke Vader stuff alone, Phantom Menace C, Attack of the Clones D, Sith C, Force Awakens B, Last Jedi B, so much good, so much bad, Rise of Skywalker D, Solo C, Rogue One B. C?
Actually, his is
B
this is pretty
minus.
close to what I wanted. Actually,
Yeah, I was gonna say
Wow,
that's
interesting.
pretty close what we got. Yeah.
Rogue One. Now that once you brought up CGI Leia and Tarkin, that's so funny though, because I completely forgotten about that. I'm like, oh Christ, and Tarkin was in it a lot because Leia was like the last 5 seconds. But I'll say B. I'll say B.
Interesting. Okay, Tamara.
That brought it down a lot.
This is not going to surprise anyone, but it's an S for me, babies. I love this movie. I love this movie so much. It's so good.
Yeah. I agree. I love Rogue One. I don't know. It would be like maybe high A, low S. I don't know. I adore.
There's a ton I
Rogue
love
One.
about it.
Yeah,
I just-
the people that love it, like absolutely are all over it.
I mean, that Vader stuff in the last 10 minutes of
I
that
agree.
film is
What
some
is
of
it
the
top to
best
be, like,
stuff
it
of Vader
commits-
on screen, period, end of sentence.
I agree.
Because like some people don't like it, but the reason I think it's ranked high, even amongst a lot of people, is like it did the brilliant thing of at least if you're gonna have one half of your movie bad,
It's
you make it the
second
first half.
half.
Like the
half is
second,
good, yeah.
the second half was good, so everybody just remembers riding that high coming out of that, and like it worked for me. I'm not gonna lie. Like if you asked me 20 minutes into that movie, I'm like, I don't know, this is pretty bad. But after that last 10 minutes, I was like, okay.
You forget all about Leia. Like she was only
Yeah.
on there for a couple of seconds, and then the rest
As
of
I
the
said,
movie.
And
it's,
she's
it's
the
a
last thing
repressed.
shown.
It's a repressed memory. I completely
Yeah.
forgot about it until Doug mentioned it. Now I'm just like, well, crap. Maybe I have to give it a B.
Okay, so we had S, A, A. So I think it is going to have to sit in the A, B, B. So, I think it has to sit in the A.
Woo!
All right,
So
I
there.
get back to it.
It's a good bell curve.
I won't cry about that.
Good. Great. We only have 5 minutes left. So I'm definitely okay, wait. We have less bit messages here than I thought we did. Okay, we can get through these if we go fast. Carl, thank you for the 100 bits. Also, the sequels were originally supposed to be massively different. Darth Maul would be the new Sith, and the Godfather of the criminal underworld, and his sequels would have focused on the daughter more. That would have been cool. At movies, thank you for the 50 bits. Tim Burton movie tier list. How many
Man,
movies does
there's
he have?
Dark Shadows, #1, baby.
That's another one where there's so many though. There's a lot of
Yeah.
them. Might be tricky.
Yeah. That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 50 bits. Solo would have been a better movie if they didn't make the biggest mistake during production. They let go of the creators of the Lego Movie and Mitchell's vs. the Machines, Lord and Miller.
Yeah, I can't.
But
Whatever they had
for Disney, they didn't go on to do anything, particularly the animation realm. So it
Yeah.
worked out for Disney.
I'm still pretty. Whatever they would have had would have been better than what we got.
Matt and Muffhawk, thank you for the 100 bits. Speaking of Glover.
Glover.
Thoughts on his show Atlanta? Thoughts on his character in Community?
I haven't seen either.
I
I
haven't
like
seen
him in
Atlanta,
Community.
but I love him.
I haven't
in
seen
Community.
Atlanta.
Yeah.
I still need to see Atlanta. Yeah.
Honest reviewer, thank you for the 50 bits. Tamara's grading curve is ridiculous. She'd probably be everyone's favorite teacher. Tamara,
Yeah.
well, half the answers are wrong. Your penmanship is atrocious, and you even forgot to sign your name. B.
That sounds fair.
Matt and Muffin Hawk, thank you for the 100 bits. Release the Lord and Miller cuts. There unfortunately is no Lord and Miller cut.
Yeah.
They didn't even get that far.
Yeah.
Oh.
Indeed. Big aw. All right, cool. Well, I think that's it then. It is 7:57, and I feel like maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like this is even kind of almost accurate in its placement in terms of like best to worst, like Empire, Return of the Jedi, New Hope, Force
I put New Hope
Awakens.
higher than Jedi, but
Okay, well there you go. Force Awakens, Last Jedi, Rogue One, Episode 3, Episode 1,
gotta see
Solo,
that.
Episode 2, Rise of Skywalker. I don't even want to speak its name.
the film that should not be named.
Indeed. All right, everyone. Well, thank you so much for being here with us today. As usual, we super appreciate it. Carl, thank you for the 100 bits. Last one, back credit card.
Ah!
Beautiful.
Star Wars related.
Fantastic. Thank
Get
you
my
all.
lightsaber.
We do have content here 5 days a week. So come on back and hang out with us. Doug will be here tomorrow. Malcolm will be here on Thursday. Doug will also be here on Friday. Tamara should be making her glorious return with me next Monday. So we will have that as well. Thank you all for your support. I'm hoping that we can hit that sub goal and that bit goal. So keep coming on back to check in at least for that, to see if we can do that. Have a wonderful rest of your evening, and we will see you all later. Bye!
All these fireworks.
Bye.
And remember, the Force will be with you.